yeah, you know, there's all kinds of ways. We gotta try some new ways, but they're not really new. There are ways that have been here since the beginning. We just lost track. You know, it's been a lot of interruptions, and life can be an interruption. It can feel like an interruption. It's a lot of stuff going on, a lot of stuff going on externally, and then internally we have our own stuff. It's incredible, you know, what we all walk around with, how we're able to walk around with it, how we're able to stand upright, you know, and just, I'll tell you, when I look in my rearview mirror, and I'm sure many, if not all of you in this room can relate to what I'm saying. If I look at what I just experienced this past summer, which was probably one of the most difficult things I've ever experienced in my whole entire life, so suffice to say, it was some heavy shit. And it's almost November, and that was the summer, and I'm here, and one whole peak out of my life. I might have lost a couple of brain things I might need in the future. But I think I'm okay. I'm looking at in the rearview mirror, like, oh my goodness, I got past that. That's crazy. You can do it. You can do it. I promise you, you can do it, because if it's one thing that I value, and even though I said I'll be okay with never experiencing pain from this point forward, I am thankful for the pain I've experienced up until this point. It enables me to be me. It makes me. It has just like, oh, compassion. Compassion is so important. Callie, didn't you talk about compassion? My level of compassion this past summer, it just, my stocks went up on my compassion. Not many people can mess with me on my compassion level right now. I'm operating at beyond full capacity compassion. So I'm thankful for that. So if the pain that I've experienced has brought me there, then I'm thankful for it. So let me go forth and apply as needed. So yeah, as we continue, thank you, Jess, for your story, for your advice, for your suggestion, for your vision. You're like, oh, it may sound a little crazy or unattainable, but I believe in the power of whatever we want to call it. Let's call it attunement tonight, because I'm feeling that. Yeah, let's attune some shit, because shit is not in harmony right now. I need to, yes, I'm so like, we have to do this work. You can just do little parts of the work. You can do it on yourself. You can do it on yourself. You can do it on yourself first, okay? On yourself. Know thyself. If you don't know yourself, how you helping me? You helping me? And you don't know your own self? Know thyself. You can do it. Alright? I'm glad that I've been through some rough stuff, so I'm not sitting up here just talking out of the left side of my neck. Just trying to convince you that you can do it. Because I do it. I did it. I'm here. A lot of times I don't feel like I want to be here. Real talk, I'm out. I can leave whenever I want. Right? And it's a battle when you're feeling like that. When you feel like you don't have anything. You're not going to get anything. You don't like where you are. You don't feel loved. You don't feel safe. You know? But you can do it. And anyway, I think we have somebody else who has done it, is doing it, and lets other people know that they can also do it. Because they are worthy. Yeah. Michael Worthy, come on up. Yeah.
Hi, everybody. It's strange that the only thing that I was thinking about while I was walking there is that, will I be the only one to trip trying to step up? And that was really crazy because that was the only thing that was on my mind, not even what I was going to say. But let's begin. Hi, friends. Hi. My name is Michael. I'm a person in long-term recovery, working a program of abstinence and change, committed to regaining the life drugs and alcohol has taken from me over the years. For me, this means that I have not engaged in the use of any mood or mind-altering substances for 9 years and 9 months. That my life has taken a new direction from the one spent using drugs and alcohol. Today, I'm responsible, loving, and a compassionate person. In April of 1974, my mother moved us from South Carolina to Philadelphia. Being in a new city was strange and frightening. I didn't know where I fit in or what I was supposed to be. After some time here, I began acting in ways that was uncharacteristic of how I was brought up in an attempt to fit in. Staying out all night and all hours of the day, drinking and snorting cocaine, totally out of control. At home, I found myself yelling and cursing at my siblings and disrespecting my mother. One day, a close friend introduced me to crack cocaine. I decided, why not? After the first hit, I was finally able to stop hiding behind my fears, and socialize. When before I was shy and afraid of how I would be viewed. Wow. So for the next 25 years, I continued smoking crack cocaine. Soon I discovered that the crack was only masking me, leaving me empty and void. It was on December 29th, when I identified the depth of this pit. I then realized I had a problem. There was this empty feeling inside of me, almost like a hunger. For what? I don't know. I started smoking larger amounts, trying to fill this hole. Needing more money to support my habit, I talked a friend of mine into helping me steal computers from my job to sell them to get more money for drugs. A few years down the road, I began to experience pain in my back and neck and found later that the discs down my spinal column were degenerating. That required that I have major surgery. Over the years, I've had 3 major surgeries that required me to take medication. I didn't list this here, but I was taking anywhere from 115 to 130 pills per week. Not just pain meds, but psychotropics. I spent months lying around because the medication would not allow me to function normally. Eventually, the pain medicine stopped working. The crack, no matter how much I smoked, had no effect. Now I didn't know what to do. Where I was once responsible, now I was months behind in my rent. The gas and electric was turned off, the cable was gone, and taped to my door was a notice of eviction, dated for the next morning. How was I going to fix this? I implore you guys, don't take this disease lightly. I remember hanging in the abandoned houses, having an apartment of my own, just 4 doors down. I remember the smell of feces and urine right next to me as I took the next hit. Many days I found myself walking what seemed like miles, searching for any means to get more money to buy more drugs. Trying to cop from a dealer that wouldn't let me go for $1, even though I just spent $100. I remember wanting to knock on my mother's door, longing to taste her cooking again. but I lost so much weight, and my face was so sucked in from smoking so much crack that I was too embarrassed and too ashamed for her to see me. I remember knocking on the kitchen door window. Yeah. After she had gone to work, pleading with my brother, my younger brother, to give me something, anything to eat, because I was so hungry. I remember going into the corner store, stealing cans of Ensure off the shelf, because my body demanded some type of nourishment. My spirit was so empty and void of spiritual substance that I couldn't begin to take the steps needed to get back to reality. If only I could grab hold of that feeling and toss it into the gutter. But all I felt was if I get one more, this feeling would go away. But it didn't. I went to the bank that morning and picked up my check. My first stop was to the cop man. Instead of buying a few bags like I would normally do, I spent the whole check on drugs. I got my drugs, started walking and smoking crack. I was feeling no effects of the hits I was taking as I was walking toward an uncertain destination, but something was different. I felt driven, almost pulled, as I was walking down Lehigh Avenue, trying to feel something from the hits I was taking. Then I heard something, not a sound, more like a feeling inside of me. It posed a question asking me, do you want something different? What are you willing to do to get it? All of a sudden, the sounds of the cars moving and the people talking all stopped. A quiet peace came over me. I looked up and I was standing in front of the emergency room at Episcopal Hospital. I had just finished my last rock. My pipe was empty. I threw the glass on the short roof and I walked in the door. Somehow, some way, I mustered up just enough humility inside of me to walk inside and tell the person at the counter, I need help. I wish I could explain where this strength came from, but the best I can come up with in this moment, in the moment that I left 11th and Cumberland and arrived at the hospital door, something happened. A transformation took place. I had such a desire to stop living the way I was living. I felt so beaten and so broken that my spirit cried out on my behalf and pleaded with some force, some power greater than myself for help. And my plea was answered. I spent the next 2 days sleeping on the emergency room floor. For the first time, I was able to finally sleep. I'm sure I slept the entire time. Soon, they came and told me that they found a bed for me at Keystone. Because of this journey, and I need to share this with you, that recovery works. That it will be up to you to grab hold of the rings that will set the tone for your own personal journey. One critical step during this journey is recognizing the place where your addiction began. Recognizing what drew you to the place where not feeling the pain was easier than dealing with it. Accepting that this place where your life went off course and began making necessary changes. I need to tell you, that in this place, some of these changes by no means will be easy, and that they will come with pain attached. Get away! Sorry, where was I at? It will come with pain. Bugs, yeah. Blame it on the bug that I can't find my place. You must learn how to become comfortable in this new way of living. By recognizing and making changes in my life, I was able to go back to college and work towards my bachelor's degree. I'm a sponsor, a mentor, and a life coach. I have been trained as a certified recovery specialist working with others who are suffering from this debilitating disease. I have the opportunity to work with some of the most loving and caring individuals within the Kensington area, serving people in need. Being caught up and consumed by this disease, we don't think about bills, buying food, or the quality of our lives. Our driving thoughts are about finding ways and means of getting the next high, pushing ever so slowly towards death, although we don't truly want to die. But in our desperation, we simply will do anything to make the pain stop. I need to remind you that we are someone's sister, brother, father, mother, or friend. And as a result of our actions, intended or not, many are hurt because of their love for us and their desire for us to return home. Our loved ones won't stop trying everything in their power to get us back. I have the opportunity to experience this love while working at the Kensington storefront over the last year. Everyone who enters this sanctuary at the storefront, whether to find an article of clothing they may be in need of, join in arts and crafts activities with a bit of tantalizing conversation usually, or maybe they just want to sit in an atmosphere of peace and solitude. Here they won't be judged or criticized. They will be accepted in love, knowing that someone does care about what they're going through and will do whatever they can to assist them with their need. I believe that change is the glue of the recovery process. We can stop drinking and drugging, but then what? True change becomes possible when the effort is put forth to promote that change. Change without action is futile. Consistency in these changes help to develop a healthy and stable lifestyle. You have the opportunity today to take the first steps towards change, and you won't be alone.